Hey guys and gals, what's up? It's Hex here. Today I've got 11 and a half storage room ideas for you. Let's take a look. All right, we're going to start off with the craziest one first. This one here I call the rainbow storage room. So as I go through these, I'm not going to do a tutorial on each one, but you should be able to build each one from kind of observing and seeing what I've got. Okay, so this is this one. Basically, we just have the concrete on the walls with the shulker boxes in the back. I suppose you could have done the shulker boxes on every single wall as well, but I'll save that one for later. This one here is very medieval fantasy, classic Minecraft styling with a little bit of a twist. I put some prismarine in here just for some color, and then a contrasting color here with the red banners. Let me fly up a little bit so you can kind of take a look at the floor. There you go. The chests are actually stuck kind of behind these stair blocks here, and I like how it looks like circles where the chests are. I think that's really cool. I also like how I used the torches in here and did torches on the lower, on the floor and close to the ceiling. I think that looks really good actually. Maybe you don't like that, but it really lights the room up nicely, and I just think it looks good. I like to try to use torches in different ways because torches are cool still. Next one, this one is for those of you who are claustrophobic. You might want to close your eyes. This one here is for people who are like little tight spaces in libraries. I don't know, I kind of felt like I've seen this somewhere. Just a room full of chests like this, but maybe I'm thinking of bookshelves. But I think it would make kind of a fun storage room if you can handle sort of the cramped conditions. It would kind of make a fun little storage area to use. You might want to label each one of these chests with something, maybe a sign, or perhaps one of those thingies that you put the items in. Item frame, that's what it's called. The next one I like very much. I'm actually working on building a Roman Domus, and this is inspired by our Roman Domus. So let's check it out. Basically, we have a reflection pool in the middle, and then around the sides we have some chests. And then I didn't fill up the item frames. I just didn't take the time to do that, nor did I fill up the chests with anything, but you get the idea. Some furnaces in the center here, and on the side here with a crafting table to kind of help out with the crafting. All right, let me show you kind of the floor on this so you can see the dimensions. And what's interesting on a Roman Domus is there's actually a room in the house, and I can't think of the name of it because it's like a Latin word and I can't think of the name of it, that collects rainwater. And so then the roof would look like this. So the roof is actually pitched inward so that the rainwater will fall into this pool. And then on a real Roman house, they would probably have a little drain on this going into a larger, what they call a cistern, which is basically a water tank. Cool. I like this one a lot. I think the quartz and the pink work really well together. Next up, this one's a little bit out there, but it's kind of sci-fi. The outside is not supposed to be pretty. All the action's on the inside. So here we go. And voila. We've got some orange and black, very high contrast, kind of dark but interesting. I liked doing the chests kind of in different arrangements so that it's not like just rows and columns of chests, but rather the chests are kind of in slightly random arrangements, and I think that looks cool. Of course, you'd probably want to label these with those item-y thingies or signs or something. Or perhaps you just have a really good memory. I do not. The floor. I like this one a lot because of the high contrast. I think this would work really well on like an underground kind of situation. If you were building underground, you could probably make it work above ground too. You just have to do something with the exterior because that's hideous. This one here is arguably my favorite. You might not like it, but this is minimalist storage. So I like minimalist architecture where it's just very nice, clean lines with like nothing inside of it. My wife hates that kind of architecture because it feels cold. But yeah, I like this a lot. It's kind of hovering off the ground like a spaceship. And if you go inside of it, then the storage is actually hidden behind all of these trapdoors. So then if you open all the trapdoors, then you can get to your storage and some furnaces. There's a crafting table in here as well, and some other things. But this is just kind of like if you're just not interested in doing something traditional with storage, this is a good way to do it. I think this looks really cool. Behind this is actually some, sea lanterns to light up the back. So that's why you get this nice glow from the back, is because of the sea lanterns. They're actually behind the chest back here. And this will also help you with the dimensions of it. The dimensions of this thing are very important. I had it too narrow before. And so you want to make it, looks like about 2 to 3 times as wide as it is tall. So the dimensions are pretty important on this one to make it look right. Cool. This next one I like a lot. This is kind of like a roundhouse, maybe some Neolithic type architecture. If this was really a roundhouse, there wouldn't be wood on the top. It would be hay bales. I could have done hay bales. I don't know why I didn't, but I just kind of decided to go with the wood. And then when you come in here, there's actually a vine to climb down, and you can close that to keep the baddies out, hopefully. And then inside is your storage area. So it's round. This is 3 circle, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, like that around with the chests. And then of course the exterior has to be a little bit wider than that. But I like this one a lot. I've been putting leaves everywhere in the Waystone server. So I've been down with putting leaves on things. I wouldn't put vines in here because vines like get in the way when you're doing crafting and stuff, and they can be annoying. So I probably wouldn't put vines in here, or at least maybe not. Maybe over here by where all the diorite is collected. You could put a vine over there. Because you didn't. Anyway, little joke. Okay. The next one, this is the half a storage room because it was a concept that just doesn't work. I always wanted to try to build a vertical storage room, and so on the inside here, you can see we've got a bunch of chests and a water column, so we could attempt to do this kind of vertical style of storage room. I also tried it with a ladder, and both don't work because with the water, you open a chest, you start sinking, you close the chest, you can't remember which chest you were on, and especially with the furnaces. So figuring out and then like labeling these would be like a nightmare. On the ladder's even worse because in order to open the chest, you have to press shift so that you stay put. But then if you press shift, you can't open the chest. So this was a failed experiment, but I think it's kind of cool. And so I left it just to show you that, no, this doesn't work, but it's a cool idea if it might work someday with some different Minecraft mechanics. And I'm stuck now. All right, this one here is kind of a radical design. It's very desert temple looking, but on the inside, the chests are not on the walls. They're on the floor, like this. You can actually get to all of them from this central pathway. I really like this one with the wall decoration. This is one of my favorite combinations with, what do you call this stuff? Nether, brick, stones, whatever, and the sandstone. I love that combination. I think it works really well. Again, use of torches. I tried to put a torch right in the center of each one of these, air quotes, circles, so that you can, it looks nice and symmetrical. I really like that. I like these details on the sides as well. I think these kind of like little crosses look cool. And then this right here is slightly wider than these. It's 1 block wider than those on the entrance here. I also like 1 wide entrances that are really tall. I don't know why. They just feel grand or something. I don't know. It feels cool. All right. This next one is kind of like a half a dome or something. And then you put all the chests on the inside, and the idea is that if you stand here, you can actually reach the majority of the chests. You might have to move a little bit for these ones, but if you stand in the middle, you can reach almost all of the chests really quickly and easily. And then here's your crafting table. If you don't want to stand on the crafting tables, you can also reach the ceiling ones from down here and put the crafting tables into the ground. I thought it gave a little bit more dimension to put them above ground, but hey. I did all sea lanterns behind here just to light it up and make it look real fancy, but you don't have to use sea lanterns. You could just light it up some other way. The floor here is kind of a cool combination. I came upon that Canelia on the Waystone server likes to use with bricks and the 2 different types of granite. So I think that looks pretty cool. It's a little bit different than what I usually do, but that's kind of what I was trying to do with some of these, was to try to go outside my usual box. This one here I like a lot. This is kind of like a library room. I was actually thinking of this room, The Mummy, or this movie called The Mummy. It came out in like the 90s. And it's a really cheesy movie, but I really like it. And in that movie, they kind of have this library that they sort of plan the adventure in, and it looks similar to this with books on the sides, a desk in the center. So then I kind of took that idea and turned it into what do you call this thing that we're doing? Storage room. You guys, I can't talk. Okay. Cool little lamp in the center here. And then on the sides, if you want to reach the upper floors, go up with your ladder. I would keep more rare items up here, or items you don't get to that often. I would probably keep them on the top. And then more common items that you use all the time on the bottom, like that. And then you could probably get rid of the desk, although I think the desk looks pretty cool. It kind of makes the room look like what it's supposed to be, like a study or a library or something that is also a storage room. So very cool. This is one of my favorites. Okay, this last one was inspired by a thumbnail from Azumavoid, and this actual design is quite different than the one that he had, but I thought this looked pretty cool with a bunch of shulker boxes in the walls of different colors, shulker boxes on the floor too that you could access, and the lights on the ceiling I'm not super happy with, but this was my kind of final idea using some shulker boxes. Well, guys and gals, I hope you've enjoyed these storage rooms. I hope that these are a little bit different than you've ever seen before. I hope this was something new for you and maybe inspired you to make your own. That was kind of the point of this, was to be inspirational rather than a tutorial. But anyways, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, all that great stuff. That helps me out. That helps out the channel and makes everybody feel good. So more importantly, though, I hope you're having a wonderful, amazing, awesome day, and God bless.